Hey, Dai, we get to cover an arc about swords. Stabbing people.
You got your sword and my shield.
You got your shield and my sword. 10 points for anyone who gets that reference. Okay, so we're here with the first part of the Zanpakutou Rebellion arc. Eps 230 to 247.
Yeah.
And this arc, apparently, Kubo did the designs for all the Zanpakutous here, including updating all the old ones, and some of them were changed drastically.
Even their genders.
And allegedly he storyboarded this arc, but I wasn't able to find anything that confirmed that 100%. But I mean, if he drew the designs, it makes sense for him to storyboard the arc too, I guess. Okay, well, we got a lot of shit to cover, so let's get through this. Right out of the gate, I didn't notice any fuck-ups from Narrator-kun, so that's a plus. Then again, Narrator didn't even talk this whole time. Didn't he just give that intro each episode? The Zanpakutou is the partner of a Soul Reaper. Because you're 230 episodes in and you need to know that. Okay. Well, the arc begins with some dude, we'll just say his name now, Muramasa, who turns out to be the main villain of this arc. Voiced by Jameson Price. And it's him talking to a group of people that we don't know who they are, but with the name of the arc, we fucking can tell. Come on, it's obvious. Before it cuts to Ichigo and Zangetsu asking him, "Can you hear it?" And Ichigo's like, "What? I don't hear anything, I just hear your voice." And Zangetsu's like, "Never mind." That's weird. Then we cut to Soul Society, with Byakuya and Renji sparring. And this is when you start noticing shit getting weird. Because Renji's Zanpakutou is responding to him, yet Byakuya's for some reason refuses to listen. So Byakuya actually loses this sparring round. Do you want to count that as a win for Renji over Byakuya?
No.
You always hated Renji. He loved you!
He could go back to Wallace space.
Yeah. We also go to other people training, like we cut to Hitsugaya training, and he's like, "What is wrong with my Hyorimaru? It's acting weird." And Rangiku yelling at Hinako because that Zanpakutou won't work. We also have Momo here, unfortunately, going on, "My Tobiyumi's my best friend in the whole wide world. It would never not work for me. I tell it everything in the world." What?
That poor Zanpakutou.
Well, they're all like, "Oh, I'm sure it'll sort itself out, whatever." That's when, late at night, they all get a call from the head captain, H.A. Maru. But when they arrive, greeting them is Muramasa. So it seems like he summoned them there. And right away, Kumamura, the doggy, is like, "You're declaring yourself an enemy! Bankai!" I asked this to you when we were watching it. Do we even know what a Shikai is?
Let's see. No.
Yeah, maybe someone could tell us what it is, because I don't fucking know. I don't think he ever uses it.
Yeah, because when
he was fighting the giant, he judo tossed him earlier the last set.
And when he was fighting Kenpachi,
he just jumped straight to Bankai. Yeah, and when he jumped in to fight Aizen, straight to Bankai. I guess he's one of those that wants to end the fight quickly instead of dragging it out. But anyway, shit goes south fast when his Zanpakutou ends up betraying him, and he gets attacked by his own stand. And
guess he can't stand it anymore.
That's when several of the other Zanpakutou show up. They're like, "We're betraying you too."
You've seen this before. You know the drill.
Muramasa declares that the era of the Soul Reapers ruling the Zanpakutou is over. Now it's gonna be the other way around, and the Soul Reapers will be the bottoms in the relationship. So, if that's the case, why are you trying to kill them if you want to rule them? Whatever. But anyway. Rukia, of course, arrives in the middle of this mess, and she's about to be attacked by another Zanpakutou, which, might as well say who it is now. Senbon, voiced by Vic Mignogna. And this won't be the last time you hear him in this, it's really fucking dumb.
What?
And of course, Byakuya shows up to defend her, telling her to GTFO. So when we cut away, as Rukia has escaped to the world of the living, with her Zanpakutou in pursuit, starting Oshirayuki. And that's when Ichigo senses something's off and arrives to the scene to see Rukia severely injured.
I mean, to save some time, I just will get to who they're voiced by, since we're talking about them.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Because Ichigo's about to have his own scuffle with her. Well, Sarina Shirayuki is voiced by Tara Platt, and I believe this is her last role, actually, in this series. So yeah, she had this.
Well, is this like her second role?
Yeah, this, Lisa from the Vizards, and I think she voiced an Iran card at some point, didn't she? Maybe. Yeah, pretty sure she did.
Question mark.
So I want to point out, you idiot, she voiced it. How would you forget? It's just like 20 episodes back.
How could you forget this Iran card jobber?
I'm gonna look it up after this and feel really fucking stupid, like, oh yeah, that's who she voiced. I feel like an idiot. Anyway. Ichigo still is able to control his Zanpakutou, and he forces her to retreat. Then he takes Rukia to Urahara's shop, which you all know what that means. Time for some speculation and exposition stuff, cause that's the Urahara way. So, yeah. Find out strange shit is going on in the Soul Society, and Yoruichi arrives because she went on to scout ahead, saying that she's going to have to return there in the morning because her and Ichigo need to find out what the hell's going on. It turns out the head captain has gone missing, which Muramasa did say earlier that he sealed him away. And also, they mentioned the Squad 1 lieutenant's name, it's Sasakibe. I brought that up because I didn't even know this guy had a name. What? Don't look at me like that.
They never refer to him as anything otherwise.
Anyway. The mod souls are here too. I'm sure Dai was happy about that, right, buddy?
Yeah, I know. We know how much you love Kuroto.
Oh, that was the only thing I was going to bring up. So, speaking of which, when Muramasa was explaining how he had to seal Yamamoto away, he calls Ryujin Jaka, Yamamoto's Zanpakutou, Ryujin Jaka, before referring to it as Ryujin Jaka later in the arc. So yes, this arc does have some of those silly dubisms we love so much. But anyways, back to the present. Rukia escapes from Urahara's shop to run back to Soul Society. Probably worried about the situation going on there, obviously. And Ichigo and Yoruichi are like, shit, we gotta go after her! So they're go in pursuit. But speaking of Soul Society, when Rukia arrives, they basically fill her in that Byakuya's gone missing, they don't know where the hell he is, and they're using Squad 4's barracks as a command center, because the only things left intact are Squad 4's barracks and, what is it, the research facility of Squad 12, pretty sure?
Yeah.
Strange they left the two most useful places intact. Starting to think you Zanpakutou are a bit inept.
They are highly intelligent.
Well...
They are as intelligent as their user.
I mean, they did say they want to rule them, so I guess they want them to be healed before they could... That's why they pulled back instead of killing them all, but sure. Anyway... As Rukia is wandering around, she's confronted by her sword, Sode no Shirayuki, and they have a fight. I mean, a fight, yes. I guess Ichigo shows up here too, but Rukia yells at him to stay out of it. And I think y'all can tell how this arc is going to play out from here with the formula. For the most part, at least. With Sode no Shirayuki basically saying how the Zanpakutou feel like they have been oppressed, and that the Soul Reapers don't appreciate them enough. Hashtag Zanpakutou rights! And they were told to follow their instinct and that they want their owners to acknowledge their power, etc.
They also say instinct a lot. Yeah,
they do. Filler instinct. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant killer instinct. Yeah. Well, Sode no Shirayuki says she wants Rukia to suffer, so she will kill everyone, from Ichigo to her family, which I would love to see this bitch take on Byakuya. Spoilers, that might happen. But this leaves Rukia to, say she found her resolve, and say that in order to protect her loved ones, she will kill Sode no Shirayuki. Before using her Hado that she loved spamming back in the early series. Honestly, it's actually a really well-dubbed scene from both people involved, Terraplat and Michelle Ruff. But it's at that moment, before Rukia can actually do anything, Muramasa appears. It's like a Zanpakutou getting ready to lose to its wielder. It's pathetic. Get the hell out of here, Sode no Shirayuki. You're worthless. And, yeah, Rukia was obviously injured heavily in the fight, so... Well, it didn't go very well. But don't worry, Ichigo is here. And him, Rukia, and Muramasa start talking, and this is when Muramasa says something hilariously stupid, and I'm guessing this is a dub-only thing. You remember this line, right, Dai? When he says, you think I let Rukia escape to the world of the living on her own? Don't you mean... Yeah. Or he says escape the world of the living. It needed a 2 there. That's what it was. It's like, either you meant to say escape the Soul Society, or whatever. Point is, they fucked up.
No, it did not need a the there. What are you talking about? It makes perfect sense.
Escape to World of Living. Or, yeah, escape the World of Living, whatever the fuck it is. The point is, yeah, getting out of on the smart line. But anyway, Rukia's incapacitated from her injuries. Ichigo's like, let's take this fight somewhere else. And Muramasa basically used Rukia to lure Ichigo there because the substitute Soul Reaper is one Zanpakutou he needed, and his influence doesn't spread to that of the world of the living. That's why Urahara said earlier his Benihime Zanpakutou still worked for him. Then why didn't you go to Soul Society too, Urahara, you lazy dick?
Because he's not feeling this filler stuff.
Anyway.
I really felt the last filler we covered.
Well, in short, you all know how this is going. Zangetsu is told to listen to his instinct and is manifested in the real world. Yeah, Muramasa's ability is to basically liberate a Zanpakutou by telling it to listen to its subconscious inner voice or whatever, and being able to manifest it in the real world. Because otherwise, well, they're supposed to be stuck exclusively in the minds of the Soul Reapers. I guess except for that one training thing that Yoruichi helped Ichigo with when he went for Bankai, but that doesn't count.
It doesn't count, except when it counts.
Anyway, at the same time, Shuhei and Renji are attacked by their Zanpakutous. First, we'll get the easy one out of the way. Shuhei's is Kazushiri, and it's voiced by Dan Warren. And I could not tell it was him at first. Because he's doing the crazy, psychotic Joker-like voice. I mean, yeah, I think we brought this up when we were watching it. The closest thing you get him as that is Caster in Fate Zero, isn't it?
Yeah. Except he doesn't interact with JYP, so it's not the same.
No, actually, he does later in the arc.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, really late in the arc, in this set, but yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Anyways, so, yeah, Kazushini's taking on Shuhei, and Renji is taking on Zabimaru, and Zabimaru has definitely seen a change.
Once they were a man.
But you're a woman. First, Zabimaru's snake is now a Shota voiced by Michelle Ruff. Sure. And Monkey is voiced by Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who we've covered here before as Tsubaki from God Eater. She's also Major Motoko in Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, or Cornelia in Code Geass. And fine, Kurenai and Naruto. There, now no one has to bring that one up in the comments.
No, you stop. They'll ask you to cover Naruto.
Oh no. We'd be here for 80 years. Anyway, I still want to know, why is this her only role in Bleach? With all the recycling voice actors they do, they finally get a VA that is easily recognizable, you know, comparatively to some of the other ones. And they only use her once. Yeah. By the way, did you know it's strange that I know people who actually waifued Monkey?
Well, you are in the furry community. Anyways.
I don't know if I go that far, man. I don't know. Anyway. So, first let's cover the Ichigo section of this. Without, Zangetsu by his side, Ichigo is of course, getting murked hard by Zangetsu. But that's when we have a throwback as his inner hollow takes over. This is why last time I was trying to say that his inner hollow wasn't gone.
Or and, is it?
Yeah. It, has a really cool fight against Zangetsu as it goes angry. But that's when Muramasa's like, okay, I need to go inside Ichigo's mind. Because his instinct interests me. If he has hollow instinct in him, I want to see it for myself.
Oh my god, stop saying instinct. They say it enough for you.
Well, anyway. While inside Ichigo's mind, him and Ichigo have a bit of a a tussle. And again, it doesn't go very well. But that's when Muramasa frees hollow Ichigo from within inside Ichigo. This whole thing's getting weird. And we get JYP talking as hollow Ichigo again. And Muramasa tries freeing him, saying, I could use you because you're a hollow that has decent amount of intelligence. You rely on your insert Dai's favorite word instinct here.
I wonder if their favorite game is Killer Instinct.
And yeah, Hollow Ichigo, of course, like, bitch, no, I'm not gonna work for you. And yeah, he puts up a really good fight against Muramasa. Till Muramasa uses his cheap hacks. Doesn't he have his ability's like to paralyze you, isn't it?
Paralyze or something.
Yeah. And that's when Ichigo interferes and basically says, no, you're not killing him because he's a part of me. I love him. I mean me.
No, enough about me. Let's talk about me.
And Muramasa is forced out, and he's like forced out of his body through the sheer force of his will. Who are you, Substitute Soul Reaper? Perhaps you can help me achieve my goals. My convoluted as fuck plan, because it wouldn't be Bleach without a main villain having a convoluted plan. Although, his actually makes more sense than Amagai's did from that mess of a filler arc.
That was not a mess. That was a mess.
Anyway, So, what we have then is Hollow Ichigo basically telling Ichigo, it's like, you can't holify if I'm giving you my powers to power your own Zangetsu that is left behind, while you take on the manifested Zangetsu. So you have Hollow Ichigo willingly working with Ichigo, and to be honest, this is one of those scenes where I'm pretty sure most Ichigo mark the hell out at it. Because how often are you going to see the two of them working together like this?
Only here.
And, yeah, Zangetsu actually says to Ichigo he only wants to know who the strongest is, that even if he kills Ichigo, he'll be satisfied because he taught him everything he knew. So, again, going with the theme of instinct. The other Zanpakutou like, notice me, senpai, from what we've seen so far. Whereas Zangetsu just wants Ichigo to prove that he's, well, the strongest. So, obviously leads to Ichigo defeating Zangetsu. And Muramoto's like, you killed him without hesitation? And Ichigo's like, of course, because that's our bond. It's what both of us wanted.
To fuck.
To fuck. Speaking of which, glad to hear Richard Epcar again as Zangetsu, because, fuck, man, how long has it been? Since the second Bleach movie, right? And then before that, it was ages, too.
Yeah, I mean, what, the
Inner Hollow Ichigo fight from, like, episode 121 or so.
I mean, what, before that was just Koga?
Yeah. But yeah, so Muramasa then starts having a coughing fit. For some reason. Oh yeah, we also find out during this point
That's how you can tell he's evil, because he's clearly terminally ill. Wait a minute.
But that would mean Ukitake is evil, you fool!
I mean... Anyways...
Well, when it comes to Muramasa, though, he does explain during this portion that he is a Zanpakutou and his master has been gone for many years. He's been gone long ago. And that now, Muramasa's drive is to liberate the Zanpakutous. Because, I don't know, hashtag Zanpakutou rights or some shit. But, yeah. So, Muramasa pisses off, because, you know, he's having a coughing fit. It's like, I wasted too much time playing with Soul Reaper Kun. No!
Rule 1 of Bleach, never trust an Antag's plan, because that's not really their plan.
Well, at least now it's confirmed how they get their Zanpakutou back, because turns out Zangetsu is fine, and Ichigo can wield him once again at his maximumer. I know what I said. So yeah, you have to defeat your Zanpakutou in order to use them, which is why we cut to Shuhei and Kazushini, and Shuhei got his ass kicked and is half dead. Well, that's a thing, I guess. I hope there's no Shuhei marks out there, because this is his contribution to the arc. Not joking either. He gets in an argument with Kazushini about Kazushini, like, my instinct says I reap lives! And Shuhei's like, no, that's fucked up! And Shuhei, I guess, still holds back, because he doesn't want to, you know, fight his Zanpakutou. And because of that, he gets nearly killed by it. And as far as Renji goes, well, yeah. Renji's having fun too, because he wants to hold back against Zabimaru, so they're beating the shit out of him. Until they eventually threaten to kill Rukia, with Monkey even saying, I'll hold her head in front of you, would that motivate you? And that's when Renji finds his resolve, saying, no, I can't die here, because there's someone I have to surpass. That person I beat in the sparring match because of hacks or something. Interference. Yeah. And Renji gets the ability to use his Shikai again. And you think that would mean something until Zabimaru's like, bitch, and goes Bankai. But it's at that point when Renji comes up with the idea to use the Kido he sucks at, since he can't control it, and it makes him unpredictable for them to deal with.
And if Renji can do Aikido, anyone can.
Yeah. Long story short, he ends up getting Zabimaru back. After blasting them in the face with a top-powered Kido. And he's like, goodbye, Zabimaru, my old friend. And they're like, what are you talking about? We're fine. We're fine.
Fine means fine.
Also, I think Monkey and Snake hate each other, because Monkey's constantly beating the shit out of Snake for being an idiot.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But here's a question. If Monkey were still voiced by Vic Mignogna, would it still be just as hot?
Right.
Anyway, as I was saying, actually it was Liam O'Brien in Fade to Black. Why does this switch change
you
voice actors?
Even get it right. God.
Yeah, but it was Vic before that, and Patrick Seitz. Oh yeah, we gotta get to Patrick Seitz soon too.
You got it wrong, trying to get it right.
Anyway. Point is, everyone's back at Squad 4 land now. Ichigo fills them in on how to get their Zanpakutous back. Mayuri is researching, being his weird-ass self. And having to do, examinations on the captains to, I guess, see what makes the Zanpakutou sever its bond, etc. Because we find out they've become completely autonomous, meaning they don't need the Soul-Reapers to survive anymore. So who knows what'll happen if a Soul Reaper ends up, or a different Soul Reaper ends up murking someone else's Zanpakutou. And, yeah, Shuhei's recovering at the Squad 4 barracks. Rukia's starting to wake up, but still a little injured. It's all lots of fun stuff.
Fun.
And it's at this point around this time, we get focused on Morechio and Ikkaku. But that's a pair you never thought you'd see together. So, of course, we know whose Zanpakutous are up next. First, Morechio's Zanpakutou, Gogetsu Gori, is voiced by Kirk Thornton. Again! Never changed Studiopolis. And, well, Morechio's an idiot. Him and Gogetsu Gori get in a fight about who's pretty and who's fat, etc. Because I guess that's Morechio's entire character. He got in an argument with a fat elephant, now he's getting in an argument with the Zanpakutou.
Oh, the elephant was better.
Just why? Damn it, Morechio, why do you exist? And I mean, Ichigo comes in interfering and accidentally knocks out Morechio, so he's forced to take on Gogetsu Gori. Morechio got cucked out of his own fight. That is how worthless he is.
Well, has he ever been worth anything?
Yeah, and you guys know how this is gonna go, being as how Ichigo, didn't he, like, just punch Gogetsu Gori back during when he saved Rukia and it shattered or something?
Barehanded.
Yeah, so this is a job fight.
Not even in his Bankai.
Yeah. Yeah, Gogetsu Gori goes down like a bitch. And he doesn't kill him though, he incapacitates him so they could take him to Squad 12, where Mayuri can research him. And Gogetsu Gori was never heard from again. No, seriously, Mayuri's tests kill him. He's dead. Leaving Morechio crying when he finds out.
He deserved it.
Now back to Ikkaku. He's going up against Hozuki Maru, voiced by Vic Mignogna. Again, doing his Broly voice. That he hated this role. You think he passed out or lost his voice during this role too?
Yes.
But hey
yes,
man, we got Vic versus Vic.
I hope they both lose.
It's not very nice. Anyway.
Well, they're both idiots.
Yeah, Ikkaku's like, Ikkaku's like, prove that you're my Zanpakutou. It's like, okay, so we're doing this the usual way. Then they both do the lucky dance in tandem. And Ikaku's
Yep.
like, those moves, those poses, you definitely are my Hozukimaru. That scene was fucking great. I don't care what you say, Ty.
That sounds right.
Anyway, Ikaku is on the ropes or whatever when he gets cucked out of his fight too, because Soy Phone and friends show up to surround Hozukimaru. And he's like, oh, I ain't got time for this shit, I'm out. So he pieces out. Meanwhile, Ichigo is chasing after Hozukimaru, and he senses Byakuya's spiritual pressure, something that feels similar to it. So he pursues that. And, yeah. This is, I believe, when it cut to Marechio at Squad 12. It's like, what are you doing to my Zanpakutou? And Mayuri's like, I could dissect you, too, if you want. It'd be interesting to see what would happen if I dissected you in front of your Zanpakutou. Marechio's like, oh, no, fuck it. Go get Sugori and die. I don't care. And Gogetsu-Gori's like, why, man? Marechio's just thinking it'd rather be you than me.
I'll talk about being thrown under the bus.
I mean, hey, in the episode preview, Soyphone even makes a comment saying how Marechio's basically fired since he doesn't have his Zanpakutou anymore. Like, wow. Okay, but now it's time for two Zanpakutous I didn't think would get this much screen time in this arc, but then again, waifu bait always finds a way, I guess. Always finds a way. In his pursuit of Byakuya's spiritual pressure, Ichigo is cut off by Hinako and Tobiyume. Hinako is voiced by Julianne Taylor. And Catgirl? I got flashbacks to her shouting Jaguar repeatedly from Fate Grand Order Babylonia.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. And Tobiyume is Michelle Ruff again. Damn it. Anyway.
Never change, LA.
And these two Zanpakutou hate each other because, Hinako makes fun of Tobiyume for being flat, I guess? And...
Yes, they're an unhinged child.
Tobiyume calls Hinako basically a hoe, saying that she hits on everything that moves, more or less. I mean, it sounds about right. Look at who her Zanpakutou belongs to, and then look at Rangiku's mod soul that she puts in her body. Or soul candy, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, they have a bet to see who can make Ichigo squeal first. Woof. Tobiyume even makes a comment saying, I don't like you putting it that way, but fine. But before fun time can happen for Ichigo, Rangiku and Momo show up. And this is when I think everyone was on Tobiyume's side when she said that Momo is pathetic and worthless. That she refuses to accept the reality that Aiz had betrayed her and she's an idiot. Am I the only one on Tobiyume's side in this discussion?
Yeah.
And Hinako and Rangiku argue over who's hotter or not. Hineko's saying that Rangiku's too old. That all thoughts have expiration dates. Or something. That's quoted word for word, because the word thought was totally a word or a thing 10 years ago. Anyway, while that's going on, Ichigo runs into Hyorimaru. Do you guys like voice actor changes?
Yes.
Well, it was
Yes,
Patrick
everyone.
Seitz. Now it's Travis Willingham. What are you doing here? Anyway, before Ichigo can really do anything, Hitsugaya shows up and says, no, this is my Zanpakutou. And Hyorimaru does inform Ichigo he doesn't remember who his master is, that he has no memory, which is honestly continuity with Diamond Dust Rebellion. He had two masters. So of course when he was liberated, his instinct would be to find the one that actually owned him. And we actually get backstory here for Hitsugaya, and I'm pretty sure is canon, about how he first met Rangiku and how his spiritual pressure was so out of control he nearly killed his grandmother.
Oh, got a little canon filler.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain this is canon. So, yeah, Hitsugaya Hyorimaru's stuff actually works. It's really nice, whatever. Yeah. Hyorimaru and Hitsugaya have a fuck-off, and I think you all know how this goes. Hitsugaya proves himself worthy to Hyorimaru, and Hyorimaru gets his memory back of who his master was the whole time. Not only did he lose his memory, though, he lost his voice.
Perhaps that's the worst part.
Oh yeah, before Ichigo ran off, though, Hyorimaru did tell Ichigo, like, winning me back cost Hitsugaya a lot of strength. He'll be fine, but he's out of the fight for now. Which is the arc's way of saying, yeah, Hitsugaya had his moment in the spotlight. It's time for him to step down. Anyway. Meanwhile, Tobiyume and Hinako versus Rangiku and Momo, where turns out Rangiku and Momo were just baiting their Zanpakutous to be stupid so they could trap them with Kido and shit.
Not easy to bait Momo into doing something stupid anyways.
No, that's what I mean. They baited Tobiyume and Hinako.
Yeah.
You got it mixed up. But I bet, I think we can all agree that it was probably Rangiku that came up with this plan.
Yeah, probably.
I could see Momo going up to Tobiyume, okay, are you done with your rebellion? Are you sure? I'll let you go if you promise. Which, by the way, they capture them without defeating them, so they're not freed from Muramasa's control. Fucking dumbasses.
It makes sense.
And because of that, when they're transporting them back to Soul Society, someone shows up and frees the two of them from captivity so they can return to the Zanpakutos. Look, Momo, I expect you to be stupid, but Rangiku, come on! Anyway, Ichigo arrives at the Zanpakuto HQ, or whatever you want to call it. During this time, we saw Muramasa, like, in the Menos Forest from that filler long ago, and that was a terrible filler arc.
Speaking of Travis.
Yeah. God, that Travis thing was so stupid, man. But yeah, anyways, he's devouring hollows or something like that. And he's like, I need time to adapt to the Vosto Lourdes, it seems. Then he starts having a coughing attack. Well, what that's about, sure will be explained later. Anyway, Ichigo shows up when Muramasa returns to Zanpakuto HQ, and he's all like, Ichigo, I knew you'd come! And that's before they can have a fuck, that's when Senbon Zakura shows up. Which, wouldn't be surprised if he's Ichigo's rival throughout this arc, just so they could piggyback off the hype that was Ichigo versus Byakuya. They would do nothing that shameless, though, right? Right?
Sure. Let's go with not doing that.
Okay, so in short, yes, they literally do that because these two fight several times throughout the rest of this arc.
But also, who voices him?
We already said who did. Senbon Zakura was Vic, because remember Byakuya cut him off earlier to protect him from, or protect Rukia from him. So this is like the 10th time Ichigo fights Vic in this series.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Vic is doing a different voice here. He's doing his typical deep Antag voice. But yeah. And we get to see Senbon Zakura do the Senkei here. You know, where he surrounds people with all the swords while they're inside of it, like an arena. So, and I think this might be the last time we see this move, actually.
We only see it for like a second, so it doesn't really even last all that long.
Yeah, he also does the, the Gokei move, which is where the one he used on the seventh spot. I can never remember his name. The Eye Man, the Beholder dude, where he surrounds him with all the swords, and he even says to Ichigo, he's like, "You've never seen this move before, have you? So you're not sure how to deal with it." So it's like, okay, they at least addressed it instead of it just being like a nothing move or whatever. Ichigo gets the upper hand over him and says, "Without Byakuya guiding you, you're a bitch, man. You got nothing on me." And that's when Byakuya shows up and attacks Ichigo to save Senbon Sakura, telling Ichigo to stay out of his way, that his pride matters above all else, that he needs to maintain oneself and honor and all this shit. Trust me, this makes sense way later. Whether you think it's stupid or not, we'll see, but until then, yeah. Byakuya is working with the Zanpakutou for now. And yeah. Ichigo and the rest are forced to retreat. And we should also list off who voiced some of the other Zanpakutou that talked during this time, I guess. Since we actually see them now. I think we saw them interact a little bit beforehand when it did the meanwhile stuff, but it was only for a couple lines.
Meanwhile, in Zanpakutou land...
Aren't they in a cave?
Yeah, some kind of cave.
What is with the filler villains being in caves? The Bounce were in a cave too, if I'm not mistaken, weren't they? At one point?
The filler cave.
The filler cave. Anyway, so first we got...
They want to be like Batman.
Well, first we got Suzume Bachi, who's a bee, voiced by Stephanie Shea. Damn it, why?
It's a very late story. He missed out in this arc.
Yeah, I guess. Chad and Udi were there at Udahara's shop, making it a little stupid since, again, Muramasa, but at least they haven't interacted. But yeah, so... Aside from that, we also see Rurio Kujaku, or Fuji Kujaku if you prefer, voiced by Sam Riegel? So now you're back after 120 episodes after voicing the world's biggest bitch, Maki Ichino, say.
Yeah.
You know the sad part is, it's pretty sure we both thought it was Michael St. Nicholas when we first heard him here as Fuji Kujaku.
They're very easy to get confused.
Yeah, I had to look it up afterwards, like, wait a minute. But no, they brought back Sam. I think Michael St. Nicholas might be gone, actually. So we lost him, but we got Sam back. We're never going to get to see them interact in this series, are we? What, I can't be the only one who wants to see that, damn it. Anyway, he says he's going to kill the moron that keeps saying his name wrong, that it's Ruryu Kujaku, damn it. Well, moving on from that, Byakuya shows up and Senbon Sakura's like, "This farce ends now. In order to prove your worth, kill Sori no Shirayuki, because I know you wouldn't have the nerve to kill your sister Zanpakutou." Byakuya then proceeds to kill his sister Zanpakutou in cold blood.
Or steal.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for Sori no Shirayuki. I don't know how this bitch was like, "I'm going to kill your family to make you suffer, Rukia." Byakuya doesn't even have his Zanpakutou. He kills it with Kido.
No, I mean, he doesn't, he has it, he just can't release it.
Yeah. From what we've seen later, all he can do is, I think, the Shikai for right now. So... yeah, we then go back to Squad 4's health place, or the medical area, and Rukia is informed about what's going on with Byakuya, and so is Renji. They can't believe it. The captains, Shunsui and Ukitake, are like, "Holy shit!" And that's when Mayuri...
I think he had it in
Yeah, and that's when Mayuri basically confirms, or Nemuk tells them, that if you, kill a Zanpakutou, if someone else kills your Zanpakutou, you might never be able to recover them. Which means Rukia might be stuck. Anyway, Rukia goes to the Squad 6 area because she wants to investigate Byakuya's office or whatever to see if maybe he left behind a clue. And that's when Byakuya and Senbon Sakura attack! Or bring Rukia Soda no Shirayuki, since is it in its sword form or is it broken?
Yes. It's in its Shikai form, broken.
Yeah, well, babe, Rukia doesn't really have a Bankai, so of course it's Shikai form. Silly. But yeah, Rukia is completely thrown aback by this. Renji shows up. It's like, Byakuya, you've gone too far. I'm fighting you again. And Zabimaru shows up to take on Senbon Sakura. So it really is a battle for the ages. And Zabimaru makes the claim saying, don't underrate our power. What is with that line? Again, maybe that is an actual term, I just never heard it used that way. I don't know, is it just me or does that, it just sounds so dumb when they say it to me like that.
That's the one thing you blank out when you remember Bleach. Them using underrate like this.
Whatever. So, yeah. When the fight starts getting heated, Renji is being pushed to the brink, because again he's going up against Byakuya. So of course doesn't go very well. Everyone crashes the party! Soifone, Ichigo, Michika, Ikaku, and yeah, we've got lots of fights to break down here. Oh yeah, and Izuru's here too. Actually, Izuru, I forgot to mention this last time. He was the one that showed up and forced Kazushini to back off from killing Shuhei and forced him to retreat. So Izuru's here just when the other Zanpakutou arrive at around the same time. So I think they arrived a few seconds before everyone else, but who cares? Point is, we have an orgy going on here. Firstly, Soifone is taking on Tenkin, which is the doggy Zanpakutou, or Kumamura's, and Genryu Maru. Who is Genryu Maru, you ask? Soifone wanted to know that too. He's like, are you serious? I'm Lieutenant Squad 1 Sasakibe Zanpakutou! How do you not know me?
Okay, you could read off the line. I know you want to.
Soifone's exact response is, oh, that explains it. You were just so boring, I didn't remember you. Sums him up perfectly. Now, who is Genryu Maru voiced by, you ask? Sam Riegel again? There are 2 Sam Riegels involved in this major fight going on. Anyway, Genryu Maru, now we can actually see what his ability is. What the hell is it?
He looks like a staff, or just a pole, and he shoots lightning. That's at least what the Shikai looks like.
We don't even know if his Sasakibe has a Bankai, to be honest. I don't even know shit about Sasakibe, it's just Secretary-kun. That's it. Like, I honestly forgot about this moment in this arc from when I watched it the first time all those years ago. And do you blame me? His ability is just to shoot lightning. One of Ukitake's Zanpakutou, doesn't it use thunder lightning?
I mean, that's odd coming from you. I mean, you're the one that's a hard-on for lightning. Anyway.
Hey, lightning is cool. Anyway, while that fight's going on, Ichigo is taking on Senbon Sakura. Again, just 2 episodes later. Izuru is taking on Kazushini. And Yumichika is taking on Fujikujaku. So, lots of fun Armbound. Okay. Oh yeah, and also Isane and Tetsuzaimon are taking on Hinako and Tobiyume. Yeah, these two got a lot of screen time, like we said, this arc. Out of any of the Zanpakutos, it was them. And obviously Ikaku's fighting Hozuki Maru. So I guess that's the first fight we could break down real quick. So, yeah. Ikaku and Hozuki Maru. Hozuki Maru makes the comment to him that I know you love so much, if you're gonna call yourself a badass, the least you could do is back it up. You should say that to everyone online that brags about being amazing at something. It's a perfect response. Well, long story short, Vic takes out Vic. I mean, Ikaku takes out Hozuki Maru. And, yeah. Ikaku is now half dead after that fight. That means 2 of the Vics died. They're gone for now. So sad.
It's for the best.
Anyway. Now back to Soy Phone. She's honestly doing a good job taking on 2 Zanpakuto at once, since one of them is clearly a jobber. And Tenken can't talk. Doesn't he just shoot fire out of his mouth or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Genryumaru's like, you're right, I am so ashamed of my pathetic output. And she's even like, wait, you can understand that? But their fight is interrupted by Suzume Bachi. And... yeah... Soy Phone's having trouble taking her on, because it's a B. Even though their speed is the same, Suzume Bachi explains since she's much smaller, it automatically gives her the advantage, which means midgets could easily take down Soy Phone. That's my takeaway from this. What?
Yes, that makes sense.
And... I don't know. Was this an enjoyable fight for you? Was Ikaku versus Hozuki Maru an enjoyable fight?
It would be like Ikaku fighting a mirror.
I think that's what a lot of these are. Well, Soy Phone's able to get the upper hand on her Zanpakuto and tells it to behave. And says that her weakness is right where she said it'd be. Okay, none of that shit's true. I just wanted to be a dick and make people groan. I hope it worked. Anyway. Ichigo vs. Senbon Zakura is going about as well as expected. Fun, fun, fun. And...
fun.
Izuru versus Kazushini. Izuru actually bluffs here, telling Kazushini, he's like, why do you think I haven't been avoiding your attacks instead I've been colliding with your blade? He's like, wait, you got your Shikai back? He's like, I might have, I don't know. That's up for you to figure out. And Kazushini is constantly doubting himself, thinking it's a bluff or not, which forces him to be unfocused. So Izuru, who's still a master at Kido, as we've seen, is able to easily take him down. But before he can do the killing blow to get revenge for his best friend Shuhei, as he puts it, Wabisuke appears, and for some reason the fandom loves the fucking design for him.
I don't know why.
I mean, what does he even look like? Isn't he just a Grim Reaper thing? That's what I saw some people describe it as. What?
Something like that. I mean, he's not even there long enough for me to form an opinion on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
He takes down Izuru, and it's like, you're wide open. And if you're wondering who Wabisuke is voiced by Travis Willingham again? Fuck's sake, we're gonna hear this dick until the end of this franchise, aren't we? Obviously, that's a joke. We don't think Travis is a dick. He's actually a really good voice actor. What we're getting at is, though, is that, like, out of...
When you use him
this much, it gets really bad. He's doing the voice he does for Black Zetsu and Naruto Shippuden, so it's a different voice here. Like, honestly, I didn't even know it was him the first time watching this all those years ago. I couldn't tell it was the same. But, yeah, so Izuru's down. Yumichika versus Ruryu Kujaku is, well, Yumichika's getting his ass kicked. Oh yeah, they went far away from the environment, so that way, if Ruryu Kujaku uses his ability, no one would know it was from him. Because, you know, Yumichika wants to keep that a secret. Actually, did Hozuki-Maru go Bankai? Because if so, how did no one sense that? Or were they too busy in the thralls of battle?
Yeah, he did.
What, were they far away too, then? I don't know. Seems weird that, like, no one noticed someone going Bankai with how much spiritual pressure that outputs, but... Yumichika's like, oh, they'd sense my Shikai of all things. Like I said, I guess everyone was just distracted in their own fights, whatever. But alright, so... Ruryu Kujaku and Yumichika have a fuck off of who's more beautiful. I mean, we didn't just see this last time with Yumichika versus Charlotte, right?
Nope. Well,
it eventually heats up to Yumichika getting his ass kicked, because Ruryu Kujaku's ability of being able to drain spiritual pressure. So things are looking really grim for everyone, because Renji is obviously out of it from his first fight. Rukia's a bit distraught and out of it. Ichigo's struggling against Senbon Zakura. Oh yeah, and while Tetsuzaimon and Hisane are taking on those two, Achisoki Chizo shows up. Mayuri Zanpakutou.
It's voiced by Baby Noises.
yeah, if this has a voice actor, I want to know. We're gonna have to look that up next time, because...
All I know is it's definitely not dub.
Yeah, I just... Isane's like, that must be Captain Kodatsuchi's Zanpakutou. And Tetsuzaimons like, how can you tell? And she just looks at it and was like, I mean, look at it. Are you gonna say that's not his? It's like, who else would have a Zanpakutou that... Well, whatever the hell that is.
Anyway. Baby's on a rampage.
Yeah, it actually, hits Isane, so she can't walk anymore, because its ability of paralyzing your limbs or whatever. So Tetsuzaimon's like, shit, I gotta get out of here. But that is when a Kenpachi appears! Which they didn't explain much earlier in the arc. He was off on a mission somewhere, and that's why he's been gone this whole time. And... okay... It's time to address the elephant in the room that we were hinting at last time.
Yeah. Don't you love it when the company you're working for doesn't pay you?
Yeah, David Lodge would leave around this time, citing that, allegedly at least, I don't know if it's ever been... Has it been 100% confirmed? Because it's only from his point of view, isn't it?
Well, that's the reason it stated that he quit and wasn't fired.
Yeah, he claims he quit Studiopolis because they weren't paying him enough, or paying him the rates he felt he was earned, or something like that. And that's why he's still Jiraiya and Naruto, because I believe that's Bang Zoom, whereas Studiopolis is Bleach. And because of that, though, we now have Kenpachi voiced by Patrick Seitz. And it does not work.
Maybe if it was voiced by him from the very beginning.
Yeah, but it does not feel like Kenpachi. He's trying, and it's not a slight against Patrick Seitz, because again, I think he does good work too, but he does not work as Kenpachi.
Especially that time he was cucked out of being Scorpion.
Yes, he's Scorpion. I'll give him that. Scorpion, yes. Ragnar and BlazBlue, hell yes. Roxas and Fairy Tail. Kenpachi, no. I'm sorry, man, just no.
No, you forgot his most important role. You forgot Crew Cut.
In DMC5? Or Luke Valentine in Hellsing. But alright. So yeah, Kenpachi's now Patrick Seitz. And we're stuck with it, so we'll try making the best of it. Anyway, Kenpachi now gets to take on Byakuya, which is fucking cool. We always wanted to see a fight like this, right? But before that, Wabisuke decides to think he's a badass and attack him. And it goes about as well as expected. He gets one-shotted. Wabisuke's dead. That's it.
Yeah.
He's done.
See? You see why I didn't feel anything for him? It felt like he was on that screen for 5 minutes.
Could you imagine if, like, that's all Kubo did was design? He was like, alright, I gave you guys a design for Wabisuke. Hope you guys do something cool with it. You only used him for 3 minutes of screen time? Really?
It's not the first instance of something like this happening.
Oh, I know it's not, I know. I just think it's funny if that's how it went down. But yeah, so, everyone is like, holy shit, Kenpachi's spiritual pressure, man! And him and Byakuya have a fuck, and this is when Byakuya is able to use his Shikai again. And, I don't know, I just love it when Byakuya used this, Senbon Zakura on him, the scatter, whatever, and Kenpachi just wipes the blades away like they're nothing, and even makes a comment saying, that's not gonna work on me. Get the feeling if we saw them go all out, it would be an awesome fight, but unfortunately we don't get that here. We get dick teased, man. But yeah. Back to Yumichika and Ruryu Kujaku. He tells Yumichika, it's like, our captain is so boorish, they don't appreciate beauty, him or Ikaku. The fact that you can't be your true self around me is sad. Or around them, I mean. Whereas I can, I'm proud of my ability and who I am. And that's when Yumichika pisses him off by calling him Fuji Kujaku to bait him.
Goated.
Yep, so Ruryu Kujaku's like, fine, how about I let you use my Shikai? That way it would be fair. And Yumichika's like, yeah, it would be fair, but I continue fighting this way. You can use your Shikai if you want, though. And Ruryu Kujaku falls for it and does that, thus prompting Yumichika to find an opening and take him down. Even making a comment saying, if you had fought normally, well, you probably would have won. So, he has his Zanpakutou back, and he's also half dead! Just like everyone else, everyone's dying! Anyway... At this point, Kenpachi and Byakuya's fights are getting heated. Byakuya's like, if you keep getting in my way, I'll kill you. Kenpachi telling him, I let you try, yo. And that's when the baby goes Bankai, after Yachiru tries chasing it down.
I mean, I don't think the baby's ever not Bankai.
Well, because it only used its normal attack on, Hisane. If it was in Bankai form, she would have breathed in the poison gas and I think she would have been dead at that point.
I mean, based on its appearance, it just grows bigger and then becomes giant. It's pretty much essentially...
It's a kaiju baby!
A kaiju caterpillar?
Well, because of that, everyone, including Byakuya, and they're like, oh shit! So, yeah, it basically breaks up the fight. And before anyone can do anything to Ashi Shogi Chizo, it self-destructs and Mayuri arrives. It's like, that's my Zanpakutou! Get away from it! If anyone's gonna punish it, it's me.
No one can kill it but me!
Yep. So now everyone's regrouping at, I guess they're back at Squad 12 now, since Mayuri's the one saying that he can treat everyone's poison from Ashi Shogi Chizo. And he says to Ichigo, because Ichigo's like, no, I don't want to be treated, I'm okay, don't worry, it's fine. It's like, thank goodness, I should have rebuilt you, like I did that Quincy. And makes one wonder. Oh no, he says he wanted to rebuild the Quincy, but now he has a chance to rebuild Ichigo. And Ichigo becomes like, wait, rebuild? Does a Kenpachi imagine a rebuilt Ichigo as like Godzilla with Ichigo's face or something? Because Kenpachi makes a comment saying, I don't care what you rebuild him as, just as long as me and him can still fuck. I mean, fight! Yes!
Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah, and you said he imagined was some sort of Godzilla monster, didn't you? A rebuilt Ichigo?
Yeah, just Godzilla with Ichigo's.
So that's what Godzilla vs. Kong was about. I knew it! I told people it was Ichigo versus Kenpachi the whole time. And that Mecha Godzilla was just Hollow Ichigo. Why don't you people listen to me? Does that make Mothra Rukia?
Sure.
Anyway, that's when Yoruichi shows up and explains to everyone she found where Yamamoto has been sealed at, and informs everybody. Oh yeah, also Anohana.
To the filler cave!
Yeah, Anohana's also here, and she tells Meyer, she's like, oh, don't worry, we know how to deal with your poison, so I had everyone else transferred to Squad 4, so you won't be rebuilding them. Ichigo, you could go there too. But Ichigo's obviously thinking, oh, thank fuck, I can get out of here. And Meyer is mad about this, like, oh, well, and I'm gonna have to change my poison, so you can't cure it anymore, cucking me out of what I want to do. Anyway, so they all make a plan to go save Yama. Meanwhile, at Zanpakutou Filler Cave Land, Muramasa is making comments like, preparations are almost complete. And Byakuya is there too, and that's when Kazushini shows up, half dead. And he's telling Muramasa, like, why is there a Soul Reaper here? So we get Dan Warren yelling about Dan Warren. Not what you guys wanted.
He's dirty dying.
Oh yeah, and there's 2 Sam Regals in the room too, because Genryu Maru and... Oh no, you mean because Zanpakutou's dead, thank God. Okay, I was gonna say, if there were 2 Sam Regals still in the room, that would've been stupid. We're earlier though. But yeah. We also find out, who Ukitake and Shunsui Zanpakutou are voiced by in this scene. What's better than 1 Aaron Fitzgerald, 2 Aaron Fitzgeralds, or 3 Aaron Fitzgeralds?
4?
4 Aaron Fitzgeralds.
Even if one, like, only grunts,
just grunts.
at us.
Yeah, she only grunts. But yeah, so, because they wield dual Zanpakutos, or twin swords, whatever, so their Zanpakutos are twins. So Ukitake is 2, and Shunsui is 2, like we said before. Did they have to make all 4 of them voiced by Aaron?
It's just at least doing
different voices for all of them.
For the 3 of them.
Yeah, the 3 that talk.
I don't even know if the other one grunted, but let's just
I know she does in the next set at the very least. Like, I do remember that, so...
We're just confirming it now, yeah. It's definitely going to be voiced by her.
Yeah. Which makes sense that the twin swords are the same voice actor, but across all 4 of them, like, are both sets of twins needed to be, it just seems silly. And don't worry, I will remember Ukitake and Shunsui Zanpakutou names next time. So remember them being really damn long.
Spoiler, he's not gonna remember.
Oh, of course not. I'm gonna write it down and pretend I remembered. But yeah, so everyone arrives on scene as Muramasa gets his plans prepped. So Yoruichi enters and has to take on Hinako and Tobiyume. Yeah, these 2 are still here, seriously. Man, Studio Pierrot really wants to market the waifus. What, tell me the only reason they're still alive besides that? It was to market to waifu bait. Or the waifu fandom, you know what I mean. Anyway. Kenpachi takes on Tenken and Genryu Maru, and he even treats it like a joke. And Ukitake and Shinsui take on both their Zanpakutos, i.e. all the errands. And Ichigo shows up and gets attacked by Kazushini. So Ichigo's taking on Dan War in this arc after all.
Again.
Yeah, but because Kazushini's already half dead and proven to not be very good at fighting, being as how he's lost how many times?
All of them.
Yeah, I mean, Izuru forced him back the first time, then Izuru made him job like a bitch or for the most part, the second time, and Ichigo makes him job here and actually kills him. He then is like, sorry, Shuhei, about your Zanpakuto. I'm sorry, man. I remember asking you, did Ichigo even ever see Shuhei use his Zanpakuto, so how do you know that was his? And then I remembered, oh wait, I guess he did in the Bound arc. So I guess filler is canon, and another filler. Because outside of that, I don't think he ever saw Shuhei use it.
Yeah, and he wasn't there for the
Frazione fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the only way he knows from the Bound arc, unless they briefed him on which Zanpakuto was which off screen or something. But either way, we'll go with it, I guess. That's when Ichigo runs into Muramasa in front of the barrier for Yamamoto, and they have a fuck, with Muramasa taunting him, going, come on, is that all you got, pussy? Come on, I know you got more power than that. While Yoruichi, Ukitake, and Shinsui are figuring out, like, hey, they're not attacking us all out, they're just trying to push us back and hold us here. And, yeah, pretty obvious we know what's going on here at this point. Kenpachi doesn't care and says, I'll stay here and fight you all as long as you want. Ichigo holifies and does a full-powered Getsuka Visored Tensho, which Muramasa redirects and uses his own power to break the barrier. And it's time for lots of exposition, because we're nearing the end of this set. It turns out Yamamoto sealed himself into the barrier with Ryujin Jaka, so that way Muramasa, 1, couldn't gain control of it, and 2, so Muramasa couldn't get access to vital information in Yamamoto's memories. And Muramasa orchestrated the whole rebellion in order to convince people to free Yamamoto. Basically luring all the Soul Reapers here to break Yamamoto out of his barrier. There is so much that could have gone wrong here.
Also, your mic quality is dripping. I think you might need
Yours
to plug it in or something.
Yours is dripping. Alright, hold on. This always happens live on thing.
The technicalities of doing it live.
There. That better?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Yamamoto, Muramasa planned all of this. There is so much that could have gone wrong here. How many times could the Zanpakutos have killed their wielders, leaving him fucked?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's like, Ichigo, you are the one that could do my plan. You're a substitute Soul Reaper. You have high power and could use concentrated spiritual energy, so I could redirect it. So he goes his way through Yamamoto's memories, gets the information he needs, and he fucks off after taking control of Ryujin Jaka. Meanwhile, the other Zanpakutos finally showed up and were like, wait, so it was a lie? You betrayed us? And he's like, yeah, I didn't need you. I don't give a shit about you Zanpakutos. I've got my own motivation and goal. I'm a Bleach villain. Our motivations change a lot.
You never trust our motivation. Not even when we tell you it.
I mean, Aizen's has been pretty consistent so far, to be fair. I guess it's the filler villains. Yeah, it's the filler villains whose motivations change. I guess the movie villains' motivations have been the same, too. Well, yeah, so that's the thing, basically. Yamamoto declares, we will not back down, Ichigo! people tuning into this part and haven't seen our part 2 of this whole Bleach thing are going to be confused by that. Why we keep doing that, aren't they?
People just tuning in will be confused about your whole Ishimaru thing. Like
That's what I mean. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know why people would jump to random, like, part 15 or whatever. Well, I guess they just want to see someone's opinion on a specific arc. Makes sense. But yeah, so first half of this, it ends with Ryujin Jaka attacking because now he's under Muramos' control. And Muramos fucked off to enact his real motivation, which we still don't know what it is yet. But we know it's something. We know it's something really bad. We also find out Byakuya's motivation next time, and again, it kind of makes sense, even if it's a little silly.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Now, this is one thing I told you. This arc is approaching its climax and has 18 episodes left. How is that possible? You'll see.
Because it's really, really dumb.
It is. No, honestly, the first set of next episodes I still say alright, from what I remember. And, well, watching this again, yeah. This arc is almost non-stop action, so for those who are into that sort of thing, they get a lot of that. And you get matchups you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
What's that?
Although one thing I would have wanted them to extend on is have other people fight different Zanpakutous than their own, at least a little bit before now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we got Byakuya versus Kenpachi, which I know was a fight people were asking for years, ever since the Soul Society arc ended. Because they wanted to see which captain would actually win in an all-out fight. Unfortunately, we got cucked by the baby kaiju. Dick. Hate
Don't
that.
worry, we'll get a small continuation of that later.
Probably. But yeah. Honestly, first half of this arc so far, it's not bad. It's alright. It's obviously rushed at a couple of moments and could have been used fine-tuning in certain narrative points. But so far, it's way more coherent than the Shusuke Amagai new captain arc, though. Because that arc, nearing the end, man, there were times it was like, what are we doing? But I guess that's it for now. Let us know what you thought of this first half. And now Bleach is literally almost on everything, so if you guys want to watch it, it's up on Hulu, probably Crunchy, I think. I don't know. But anyways. Any last things to say, Dai? Any fuck-ups with the animation? Anything the ending or opening spoiled so far?
Well, big, so I haven't seen these arcs beforehand. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is new to you with the Zanpakutou arc. You skipped this when you were catching up before.
Because of you. And we'll talk about that later. And probably our longest. It'll be our longest part.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you watched the new Captain arc, and I even told you, because you said you skipped the Zanpakutou Rebellion arc and watched that arc instead. I was like, dude.
Because you were saying, hey, you need to catch up so we can watch it on Tsunami. Then it ended. It's like. And then it was that arc. And
we'll get to that at that point, but either way.
There's a reason why it's going to be one of the longest parts. There's a lot of ranting for it, and it's canon.
Well, yeah, we're giving away too much.
But that's a story for something we'll forget about by the time we get to it.
Yeah, way down the line, like 100 eps from now. Yeah. Next time will be Zanpakutou Conclusion. Which will be the last 18 episodes of this, 248 to 265. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day and all that stuff, and until next time. Dai, are you gonna say anything offensive, because you're you?
Bring back the elephant. It was better than his actual Zanpakutou.
Zanpakutou did make a comment saying, "I'm the manifestation of you, you idiot! That's why I have a tire on my stomach instead of muscle!"
It's fat.
Fat!
Yeah.
I mean, that is one thing a preview said real
I don't
quick.
think he mentioned the fact he was putting on a fat man voice.
Oh yeah, he was. He had a slight accent too. I guess mention that real quick.
That's just from the type of voice you put on if you're voicing someone that fat.
Oh.
You know how it goes.
You're right. Huh. Maybe I underestimated Jamie Marchi's voice acting then, because all of her roles should sound like that. Anyway, that was the last thing real quick, is Monkey said in one of the previews for Zabi Maru, because everyone was like, why is my Zanpakutou a woman? And a monkey at that, and she just says, because that's what you've wanted, pervert. This is what you wished for when we manifested.
Man, Renji has some fetishes we don't need to talk about in public.
Now it makes sense why Snake is voiced by Michelle Ruff. He wanted his Zanpakutou to have his voice similar to Rukia's. Alright, I get it now. It makes sense, even though it is weird as fuck, Renji. But alright, guys. We're not talking this on anymore. Thanks again for watching. And let's know what you thought and all that stuff. Till next time. Bye! Hey, Maru!